Good morning. Good morning, Omaha. I was born here. I'm so proud of that. I flew in from LA yesterday, and it felt so good to be here. I can't say how good it is to be here. So, yes, we're going to start talking about the 5 lessons from psychology on authentic success. So for the past 15 years, I have been working with executives and entrepreneurs in my private practice, and I found some themes arising. There was a lot of hiding, especially with founders and CEOs, there was a lot of, well, I'm really nervous and I'm not confident, but I don't want anyone to know. And I'm having these marital problems, but no one can know. And I'm not sure if I believe in this myself, and I have to go pitch. So these themes were coming up again and again. And there was also a lot of feeling obligated to do the 80-hour work week. You're all familiar with this cultural paradigm that we need to break. And I just thought to myself, this has got to change. It shouldn't be that people who come into therapy for executive coaching should be able to transform their idea of success and to make life fit to their standards. This should be accessible to all. So that's when I founded Entrepreneur Shift. And the idea of that is really looking at entrepreneurs and shifting that out of that old paradigm and into something that we create, something that we have the power to really customize in terms of, you're an entrepreneur, you're self-employed, do whatever you want, versus feeling like you have to be this crazy workhorse. So that's the idea. Authentic success. Let me ask you a question. What is success? Anyone? And if you don't have to go to the mic, well, maybe that would be more efficient. Okay, please. Tell me, what is success? What's your idea of success? Sorry? Profitability, yes. That's a traditional model of success, is money. And that is what all the research is under. That is how we define ourselves as successful or not, is how much profit you make. Yes? Okay, tell me some more thoughts about success. What else? How do you know you're successful? You're happy. Okay, that's a good one. Satisfied. Anything else? What is that? Do what you want. Yes. So you see how these things can conflict a little bit? Sometimes, if you're focused only on profitability, it's hard to feel like you have the freedom to go be a beach bum if you're feeling like it one Friday morning. So it's sort of finding this balance. How do we do that? How do we go about doing that? So the way I look at it is you have traditional success, which is profitability, and that's an important marker because what does profitability mean? It means financial freedom. It means we have our bases covered. And in all the research on happiness, we know that we cannot be happy unless we have our basic needs met. It's the old Maslow's hierarchy. So yes, the authentic success model speaks to profitability, that is financial freedom plus purpose, joy, and passion. All these things together you have to truly be successful. And it might sound a little, whoa, how can we do all that? But let me assure you, it's easily accessible. So the lesson number 1, you are who you are with. So this is the science of interconnectedness. This is really magic stuff. Who in this room has heard of mirror neurons? Can I see a show of hands? I'm going to talk to you a little bit about mirror neurons. I'm not going to go too much into the science today, but I encourage you to tweet me a message, and I will give you the research to explain further how this works. But mirror neurons, basically, the way it works is when you're with someone, you're feeling the same thing. So if I'm with you and we're having a conversation, and I'm feeling excited and passionate, you're going to feel that way too. And not only do we see this with emotions, but we see this through touch. So for example, if someone is watching a movie of someone getting a massage, or in a passionate kiss, the same parts of our brain go off as if that experience was actually happening to us. The existential question occurs when we say, well, how does our body differentiate then? If we're actually, the same areas of the brain are lighting up from the person that it's happening to and the person that's witnessing that, what is differentiating? And we have basically our skin. So what we found is that when someone is witnessing, let's say they're witnessing an arm being massaged. Now, you know that's not happening to you because you don't have the sense receptors. But if you have an amputated arm, you actually feel like you're getting a massage. What does this mean? How does this apply to entrepreneurs? Right now, there are billions of neurons in the audience connecting to each other, so that if there's one emotion that's more powerful, you're all being influenced by that right now. And it's completely unconscious. So it really validates the Eastern philosophy and Eastern way of looking that we really are interconnected. There's very little difference. In other words, what you feel, they feel. And what they feel, you feel. Pretty remarkable stuff. Second lesson is to discover what really fuels you. Happiness arises from successfully performing activities that reflect one's true calling. So 3 questions I want you to ask yourself. Number 1, what do you want? Not just, oh, I want to be successful, but crystal clear markers and measures of what you want. How do you know that you're successful? How do you know when you've reached profitability? What is your max? Trust me, I've worked with multi-millionaires that still don't feel successful. And they're still trying to prove and compete. Now they're competing with the Elon Musks of the world. And so they've gotten lost in what they really want because their goal wasn't specific. Why do you want it? So here's an important piece of mind, a piece of advice that could save you from having to go to therapy. After you've become incredibly successful but you've burned the candle at both ends, and you realize that you don't have this balance. So instead of going after goals, go after feelings. Does that make sense? Yes. Okay. Thank you. Go after feelings. So instead of, I want to make $1 million, what would that feel like to make $1 million this year, net? Anyone? Just shout it out. Awesome. Awesome. What else? Liberating. One more. Ridiculous. I love ridiculous. So I want to feel awesome, liberated, and ridiculous. Yeah? What else can I do to feel that way? So then, do you see where I'm getting with this? So then my goal expands beyond profitability and goes into other activities that can make me feel awesome, liberated, and ridiculous. Maybe that's jumping out of a plane. That's pretty ridiculous. Maybe it's making a fool of yourself on stage. Taking an improv class, something you've always wanted to do. Ridiculous. Fun. So go after the feeling, not the goal. And that expands your activities for success. What are you willing to do to get it? This is the bottom line. So just because you want to feel these things and you want to achieve these things doesn't mean you're willing to do what you need to do to get it. So we all, and right now I'm sure there's many in this room that are thinking, okay, that means I need to work really, really hard and devote my whole life and complete focus. That's not the answer. That's not what I'm going after. What I mean is getting out of your personal psychological comfort zone. Doing things that expand your identity. So if coming in front of the room and revealing something intimate is not something you would typically do, I invite you to do that. The more you get out of your comfort zone, the more you will expand your ability to succeed and to go after these things so that your toolbox becomes unlimited. Shoot, I can do that. Versus, well, it's not, I'm kind of an introvert or I'm an extrovert. You know, whatever label you put on yourself is completely useless. You need to let that go. What happens developmentally is we start labeling ourselves around the age of 10, and then it gets really heightened in middle school. And whatever you think of yourself or thought of yourself as, a jock, a nerd, whatever, this sort of traps us and binds us. And then any behaviors which would be very beneficial for us to do, what are you willing to do to get it? We think, oh, it's not really in my repertoire. So I want you to go beyond the comfort zone. Third lesson is about affirmations. So anyone here have an affirmation that they do? I've got this. Ooh, I like that one. Affirmations are amazing. So it's a way of consciously reprogramming your brain and shifting your thinking. But this is what the research tells us about affirmations that we've learned since, that a lot of books don't address. Affirmations do not work unless you have the action to prove to yourself that that's true. So if you say, I've got this, but inside you're like, oh, I'll do that tomorrow because I'm not quite ready yet. Guess what? No matter how many times you say, I've got this, I've got this, I've got this, your brain's too smart. So you don't really have it because we've been procrastinating. We've been cleaning closets instead of doing what we're supposed to be doing, or whatever your form of procrastination is. How many people in this room procrastinate on something? I think we should all be raising our hands right now, yes? If you haven't raised your hand, I need you to come up here and teach. So procrastination, what it is it's a form of personal shaming and unconscious fear. Pretty deep, huh? Okay. So give yourself an action to accompany your affirmation. I also want to tell you, tons of research has been done. Visualization, you've heard about the Olympic athletes, how they visualize their training, and the same parts of the brain light up as if they were actually training. You've heard of this, right? It's amazing, amazing information. And so the lay people who are not us, non-Olympic athletes, we hear this research and we want to apply it. So what do? We visualize our version of achieving the gold medal. But that doesn't work. That doesn't work. Visualizing the outcome doesn't work at all. You need to visualize the steps you need to take to get there. So let's say your goal is going public for your company. Don't focus when you visualize, and also it's important to visualize before you go to bed because that's when your unconscious is most accessible. Don't focus on going public. Focus on, okay, what do I need? Visualize what you need to do tomorrow in the series of however many hundreds or steps needed to get there. Does that make sense? I just need to call this guy to be my mentor. And you go to sleep visualizing calling that person to be your mentor. See? Okay. I also want to clue you in on some really cool stuff. You know, all heard of hypnosis. And they still to this day, they started in World War II, but still to this day, when necessary, they use hypnosis to perform surgeries without anesthesia, because it works. It's pretty incredible. So you have access to this power as well. It's the unconscious mind. The unconscious mind produces approximately 80% of our decision making. So you think you're in the driver's seat, and you think, I made that decision? No, there are so many unconscious thinking that went on that you're not even aware of consciously. So how do you access this? Meditation is subconscious. Meditation is amazing. Can I see a show of hands? How many people are here practice meditation? Okay, if you aren't raising your hand, raise your hand next time, next year. I really want you to do that. Meditation is a way of regulating stress hormones, and it creates all sorts of new neural connections, and it's pretty fabulous. But it only accesses the subconscious. So you're still conscious of things when you're meditating. There's something called Mind Focus, which I have an app coming out. I'm not plugging it, but I should let you know. And that is a goal-oriented meditation that can access your unconscious mind. So this is pretty incredible stuff. And you do that before you go to bed. Again. So here's another thing that's really exciting about the research. Momentum, psychological momentum. How do you become successful? Here's the thing. When you have a win, then it's easy to have another win, right? It's easy to keep the momentum, to keep moving. Success breeds success. But here's the cool thing. Failure also breeds success. Failure is still momentum. Failure says, it's all right, at least I tried. I'm keeping the momentum. How do you not succeed? How do you really not get what you want in life? How do you not create your own, manifest your own idealized life? Is you don't take action. You dream and you don't do anything else. So I want to encourage all of us in here to fail. Because if you're not failing, that means you're stagnant. Yeah? Yes. All right. So taking action is hard, right? It's hard to put ourselves out there. It's hard to take a risk and to put your neck on the line, to do something you've always wanted to do, but it seems like a complete, you have no guarantee if it's going to work or not. This is my favorite teaching. It's the way to do this is simple. It's to unlock shame. Shame is a prison. It traps us. When we feel shame or embarrassment, we're not able to truly live to our potential, to do what we're meant to do. So what I want you to do is to practice revealing secrets, so eventually you have none. So I would always err on the TMI side of things than the stoic, conservative, only revealing what feels appropriate side of things. Because the more you share about things that you feel you're ashamed of, number one, people like you more. Because remember mirror neurons, they see themselves in you. They're connecting to you. So although it feels risky to share something that we're ashamed of, it's actually not. Because relationship-wise, there's no better way to create bonding than by revealing something you feel ashamed about or a secret. Also, judgment. Stop judging yourself. But we're social. It's easy to say that mentally. Oh, okay, I'm not going to judge myself. I'm going to be nicer. No more negative self-talk. But when we're not actually putting it out there, we're social beings. We need the validation, just like affirmation plus action in order to create permanent change. If you want to release self-judgment, you need to get it out there to others as well. Because you'll see they won't judge you, and then you can not judge yourself. This can't be done in a vacuum. You can't do this alone. It's impossible. People come to therapy to do it. That's pretty much all therapy is revealing secrets. It works really well. But I'd like to save everyone in this room thousands of dollars. I'd like to save you from having to go to therapy. You don't need to go to therapy to make this work. Do it with a stranger. Talk about instant bond. In the workshops I do, we start with this. And those people, they're bonded forever. I mean, it really, really establishes that. Just think about mirror neurons. It's okay. How I feel about them, they feel about me. Which goes to, again, how you feel about others is a direct reflection to how you feel about yourself. So if you find yourself judging others, who are you really judging? So there's also a fixed mindset versus a growth mindset. One of my favorite researchers, Carol Dweck, did some amazing work on this. And this really focuses on how do we get over ourselves? How do we try something new? How do we get rid of procrastination and delays in starting something new? How do we get beyond these identity traps? And by identity traps, I mean, I'm not an artist. I could never do a painting. I'm not a speaker. I don't want to go on stage. We all have them. You make up stuff. You make up weird, we make up weird traps and boundaries for ourselves. So a fixed mindset says, this is me. I only do what I'm good at because I don't want to screw up. But guess what? If you have a fixed mindset, are you going to get very far? Absolutely not. You're going to be good at what you do, what you're already good at, and that's about it. If you have a growth mindset, that's risk-taking, that's putting yourself out there, that's unlocking shame, sharing secrets. Growth mindset, you can do whatever the hell you want to do, literally. Because you're not internalizing failures. When you do fail, which I hope you do, because that is the path to success, it's not about you. You understand failure is a process. You're a growth mindset. So I'm going to ask you to practice what we're talking about today. And I'm going to ask something very big. So I'm going to ask you to reveal a secret. I'm going to give you 3 minutes. And I want you to go to the person that's sitting next to you and reveal something you feel ashamed about. And then I'm going to ask 2 of you to come to the mic and really release yourself from that. Okay, so just think, is that going to be me? I don't know. She's crazy. What's happening? Oh, I'm going to do something safe. I'm going to say I'm afraid of flying. Come on. Make it real. This is why you're here. You're not here to listen. You're here to do. You're here to act. Okay, thank you so much. As promised, I would like for 2 people to come up to the mic. I would especially ask people who have a secret that is a little deep. So please, come. Let's just release this today. How did it feel? Shout it out. Yeah! Woo! I'm proud of you. Felt good. And don't you feel a little bit more bonded with the person sitting next to you? Like, this guy's my pal. Feels good. All right. So who wants to come up? I'm looking at you. Oh, he's hiding. It's very dark, so I can't see your faces. This is called the therapeutic pause. That's what we do in therapy, to allow things to happen. Yes, thank you. Brave soul. Woo!
Does this work? My name's TJ Wallace. I'm from Sojourn with a few of my coworkers. My wife is due in about 6 weeks. our first child. And I didn't really do anything, it's all her. But I have really guilty thoughts of fearing not being a good dad. And I think it's just, maybe that's a normal thing, you people who have had kids. But I come from a great family. My dad is amazing, so I have no reason to feel that way. But I do. And it's not like a secret, I feel like I tell everybody. But not a room full of strangers, so.
That's awesome. You're amazing. Thank you so much. Thank you. Yes, please. What TJ just did is he asked for help. Did you hear that? Yeah. So parents, come talk to TJ. Okay. Thank you. Sorry? He's going to kill it. Not the kid! Parenting! I love it. Yes, I love your hat. Tell us your name.
I'm Lucas from New Zealand, from down under, so I possibly have travelled the furthest. Just a little contrast, I got 6 children. Well, that's what the newspaper says, so they must be right. I reckon it's only 4, but yeah, I've been married twice, and my second wife, she was a widow, and she had twins, so I guess you sort of got to take that on board. It's pretty easy, really, you know. After the first one, it gets easier. So good luck. I challenge the young man. But yeah, I was in Norfolk. Yesterday I had 44 children in the room, 2nd graders, and they were rocking and rolling to Warren Buffett's habits. And really, where we end up in life is all determined by habits. So I've been studying his 13 habits, a bit similar to Benjamin Franklin's 13 virtues. And I've been writing books for students, and even the Omaha World Herald writes about me. I think what I do is pretty small, but I don't know why they write about me. But anyway, my name's Lucas, and it's a great pleasure to be here. Looking forward to meeting everyone.
Thank you. All right. So, you owe us a secret, Lucas. You owe us a secret. To be continued. What was that?
Habits was the secret.
The heavens?
Habits.
Habits. Okay.
The secret is habits determine your destiny.
Aha! Yes.
Check out the 13habits.org. That's the big secret.
Thank you. Thank you, Lucas. However, I will call you on it. That's my job. Probably you're not ashamed about that, eh? Or it's not eliciting fear. So I'd like you to, sometime before the end of the day, choose someone to reveal something that you feel ashamed about. Homework, okay? Ashamed. Anything. Okay, this is my favorite one. Break the rules. Success is not the key to happiness. Happiness is the key to success. Albert Schweitzer. So in a meta-analysis of 275,000 people, we found, basically, this quote's true. Happiness makes money. Money doesn't make happiness. Yes? So, breaking the rules. What makes us happy is different than what makes others happy. You have to create your own rules, your own definition of success. Thinking out of the box, create your own life. I would like to ask the front row to come on stage with me, because that's breaking the rules. Come, please, on stage with me. They're like, I'm never sitting in the front row again. What's going to happen? Okay, so thank you. Thank you for coming to the front row. The reason why I'm doing this is because this is unusual, and I'm breaking the rules. And the message I want to give you, this is not about me. This is about we. Mere neurons, interconnectedness. It's about we. And we're going to do a demonstration. You don't know what you signed up for. We're going to do a demonstration of these 5 lessons in a minute. Unlocking shame, mere neurons, thinking out of the box, breaking the rules. We're going to demonstrate this. So, my man X, can you cue that music for me? How do you want to feel? Happy! Okay, show me a move, a dance move that shows me happy. And I want you all to stand up and imitate them, mere neurons. Stand up. Okay, show me your move. And can we raise that volume? Can we make it like a nightclub in here? Show me in the audience. You're in the spotlight. Okay, ready? Ready? Here you go. To do anything else crazy. Not now anyway. Thank you. Thank you. Now go succeed. Bite this dream. Get this. Digest it. Make it yours. Make it yours today. I want you to start today. Practice with unlocking shame. Practice with breaking the rules. Practice at this conference. Yes. You're amazing. Thank you.